Tad? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, supervisors. I've come to talk about supervisor misconduct. I do not like to be censored. There is no way you will be able to prove in court that I was off topic. We were talking about a plan or an agreement that was the final agreement that replaced any prior agreements on a plan that was wrought with fraud. And I don't like to be up here, and every time Miss Geis used to sit in for Miss Neely when Neely was the chair, she played the same game. Please don't tell me what to say. I have a right. You cannot put restrictions on my comment, Miss Geis. And if your department heads, like Mr. Crandall, are doing something wrong, I am allowed by law in the United States to speak that. And I will speak it, and I will go through whatever court channels I have to go through to ensure that I speak it. And it is not a good move on your behalf. And so I'm telling you, let me speak my piece. Listen to me and you will learn. There is more to this issue than what George Bush is pushing down in his new Freedom Initiative. There are actually people's lives at stake here. And I'm sure all the parents of those children that get shot up in schools because somebody off their meds picked up a high caliber automatic rifle and went and fulfilled some kind of deep, sick fantasy that these medications produced in them, then it affects us all. We have the highest suicide rate, and we shouldn't. But we have it because we're an experimental CalMap program, and that's why it's coming. Peace be with you.
Tad? Couple thoughts for you, if you would. I can imagine some of the frustration as far as the number of times you've come before this board, and I'm going to just sort of throw something your way for consideration. One of the best ways to help this board in terms of issues that you or any other member of the public sees is that when you're providing input, that it be constructively geared towards the report. Tell us what's wrong with the report, not what's wrong with the director, not what's wrong with the system, not necessarily what's wrong with Bush or any other administration that's in place. One of the ways that we are able to make a stronger program, one of the ways that we're able to better identify what the agenda and priorities of the county is going to be, is if we have constructive input, but not when they're personal attacks. One of the things that I am going to be very clear about is that there needs to be civility in these chambers, and we need to get there by being mindful of the words that we are all choosing. Because words, as you know, are very, very powerful, and you need to be respectful. I don't mind if people disagree. My son will tell you, I welcome it. I like having an engaging discussion, but not when it comes to personal attacks. Feel free. Feel free. No. I need to finish my sentence now. And so I welcome your input, and I would ask that you please help us if you see something with our reports, give us some more tools because we can't possibly know everything. So I would ask that you please take that into consideration as you are giving input in this room.
To quote Shakespeare, methinks thou dost protest too much. That you can hide our history, but we as a community know our history. And if our history, if the plan that this agreement is based on is not allowed to be discussed in public forums about agreements over that plan, then you're trying to hide our history. You're trying to crush people. You're trying to crush a community. And you are just a board of supervisors. You're not Adolf himself. Stop doing this. Stop trying to censor people. Allow people to speak their piece. And because it all fits together, we can take this holistic look and say we have a messed up community, we have problems we need to address. Or we can take this simplistic look, let's just look at what's under the microscope at this moment, and we can pretend everything else doesn't exist. But it is this board that is putting in the police state policies, that is putting in the psychiatric policies, and that are putting in the probation policies that are tearing people apart in this community, which is causing the problems that are happening. And until you people start saying, hey, we have a responsibility to the people of Humboldt County and not to the special interests that the mental health that are giving us millions of dollars in grants, then we're still going to be on this collision course with disaster. We don't want to be Los Angeles here. I'm sorry whoever told you that we wanted to be LA County, because they were lying to you. We want to be Humboldt County.
Thank
And
you,
we're a
Ted.
pretty damn good county. Peace.
Tina Christensen?